Vanessa Adeyemi's mansion stood like a gilded cage on the hilltop, its high glass walls glittering under the Lagos sun, but inside, silence ruled like a tyrant. The hallways stretched endlessly, echoing only with the footsteps of maids who dared not linger, their eyes lowered whenever they passed her. Wealth was everywhere, paintings worth fortunes, chandeliers that sparkled like diamonds, gardens manicured to perfection. But in Vanessa's chest, a hollowness gnawed relentlessly. Her husband, Leonard Adeyemi, one of Nigeria's most powerful businessmen, had long ceased to see her as anything more than a trophy. Their dinners were wordless affairs, their car rides suffocating silences, their bedroom colder than marble. She wore designer gowns, attended glamorous events, smiled for flashing cameras, yet each night as she returned to her massive bed alone, she felt the crushing weight of emptiness. The mansion was not a home, it was a museum displaying her as an exhibit, a billionaire's acquisition. One afternoon, needing air, Vanessa ordered her driver to take her through the back streets of Lagos. She rolled down the tinted window, letting in the gritty smell of rain-soaked dust, the distant shouts of market women, the clatter of danfos. Her eyes wandered and then caught sight of a boy, barefoot, in torn clothes, rummaging through piles of trash by the roadside. Something in his face, the sharp determination in the way he sorted cans and plastics, froze her heart. Unlike the others scavenging, his gaze was clear, sharp, alive. "Stop the car," she said suddenly. The driver hesitated. "Madam, not here. Now." She stepped out, her heels sinking into the mud, drawing startled stares from passers-by. The boy looked up, surprised to see a woman in an elegant silk dress standing over him. His eyes were wary, ready to dart away like a street cat. "What's your name?" she asked softly. "Chike," he muttered, clutching a bag of bottles protectively. Vanessa crouched down, ignoring the dirt that stained her skirt. "How old are you?" 14, he lied, though he looked no more than 12. She studied him. Despite his ragged state, his eyes did not beg. They questioned. They challenged. Something stirred in her chest, a forgotten ache. She pulled a wrapped sandwich from her handbag and handed it to him. His fingers hesitated before snatching it, devouring it with the ferocity of hunger. But even as he ate, his gaze stayed locked on hers. When she returned to her car, her driver whispered, "Madam, you can't be talking to boys like that. It's dangerous." But Vanessa only stared out the window, heart pounding. For the first time in years she felt alive. Days turned into weeks and she found herself drawn back to those backstreets. Sometimes she'd leave her car and walk, dressed simply in jeans and a headscarf to mask her identity. Each time she found Chike in his usual place, scavenging. Their conversations grew longer. He told her of his dreams, to go to school, to escape the streets, to build machines. She listened, truly listened, and in his words she found echoes of her younger self, a girl who had once been poor and invisible, clawing her way into the world. One morning, rain poured mercilessly, flooding the gutters. Vanessa arrived, umbrella in hand, and found Chike shivering, trying to shield himself under a rusted zinc sheet. Without hesitation, she pulled him close, sheltering him beneath her umbrella. He looked up at her, bewildered, as raindrops streaked his dirt-stained face. "No one has ever cared if I got wet before," he whispered. Her throat tightened. "You matter, Chike. Don't forget that." From that day their bond deepened. She began sneaking him food, clothes, and books. He would read by candlelight, showing her the words he had taught himself. And every time she left, she carried his laughter back to her cold mansion, a fragile warmth she hadn't felt in years. But secrets never stay buried. Leonard noticed the changes. The subtle smile on her lips, the light in her eyes, the excuses about late meetings. Suspicion gnawed at him until one evening he asked, voice dripping with false calm, "You've been busy. Who is he?" Vanessa froze at her mirror, fastening her earrings. "Running a company requires that, doesn't it?" Leonard smirked. "Don't play games. I know when my wife is lying." Her silence was a confession. Within days, Leonard's men followed her. The report came back, she meets a boy. A trash picker. At first Leonard laughed, certain it was a mistake. His billionaire wife with a beggar? But the photographs told another story, Vanessa in the rain, umbrella shielding a ragged boy. His laughter curdled into rage. That night, he slammed the pictures onto the table before her. "For this child?" Vanessa looked at the photos calmly, though her chest burned. "At least he sees me," she whispered. Leonard's face twisted. "You've lost your mind. Do you know what this will do to me?" Her voice was steady now. "This isn't about you anymore." Glass shattered against the wall, but Vanessa didn't flinch. Something inside her had broken free. From that moment, her resolve hardened. She contacted lawyers, prepared divorce papers in secret, and transferred funds into accounts under her control. Leonard tightened his grip, forbidding her outings, but she still found ways to meet Chaik in the early dawn. One morning, she found him shivering under a torn blanket, lips blue from the harmattan cold. She wrapped her silk scarf around him. "You can't stay here anymore," she said. "Where would I go?" he asked. "With me," she whispered. Meanwhile, Leonard discovered the divorce petition. His fury was volcanic. He stormed into her office, slamming papers onto her desk. "Do you think you can humiliate me? You're leaving me for him?" Vanessa didn't answer. Her silence screamed louder than words. That night, Leonard sent men to intimidate Chaik. They shoved him, hissed threats in his ear. But Chaik stood firm. "I won't stop talking to her," he said through bruised lips. When Vanessa saw his injuries, her tears fell hot. This boy, with nothing to his name, had shown her more loyalty than her husband ever had. That night, Vanessa packed her bags. News broke the next day: billionaire CEO divorces husband, seen with street boy. The media exploded. Social media mocked and gossiped. Investors threatened to pull out. The board summoned her in outrage. Cameras flashed as Vanessa stepped out of her mansion, head high, holding Chaik's hand. He wore clean clothes she had bought him, still modest but enough to reveal the boy beneath the dirt. The world gasped. At a press conference, she faced the nation. "Money is not worth more than humanity. Love is not dictated by class. I will not apologize for choosing dignity over appearances." Her words went viral. Some mocked her, others hailed her bravery, but none ignored her. She moved into a smaller home, far from the mansion's golden prison. Their life was quieter. She and Chaik shared meals, laughter, books. He told her of dreams to study engineering, to build things that mattered. She promised she would make it possible. Months passed. Chaik enrolled in school. His brilliance stunned teachers. He solved equations with ease, built models from scraps, and devoured every book she gave him. Vanessa watched with pride as the boy once condemned to garbage now reached for the stars. Leonard's empire, meanwhile, began to crumble. His arrogance drove investors away. Scandals chased him like shadows. The man who once mocked her was now a shell of his former self. One afternoon, as Vanessa helped Chaik with his homework, he asked quietly, "Why me? You could have helped anyone. Why me?" She paused, throat tight. "Because you reminded me of myself. I was once like you, Chaik. Hungry. Forgotten. Invisible. And I swore if I ever got out, I'd never forget the ones left behind." His eyes glistened. "Then maybe God sent you." For the first time, Vanessa allowed herself to believe it too. Together, they founded a charity for street children, turning pain into purpose. What began as scandal grew into a movement. And though whispers about their unusual bond never ceased, Vanessa didn't care. For in Chaik's laughter, in his determination, she had found what she thought was lost forever: truth, hope, and a reason to live.